I know that you mentioned well, you said that pay wasn't the biggest part of this. You would come to the pay at the end, but it is a part of it, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
And I mean, look, you would have heard the argument, but I want to put it to you because there is the argument from government, there is the argument, certainly when it's come to other areas of public sector pay, that you simply cannot put up wages by the rate of inflation because the rate of inflation is so high and you end up in an inflationary spiral, which makes it worse for everyone and we all live with the pain for longer. You just simply can't have 9.4% pay
But why
rises
don't you
across the
mention
board.
profits and dividends in that? I mean, the only analysis we ever get from the media is that it's workers, often who are the lowest paid people in this country, are responsible for inflation. That's patently untrue in this period because the inflation was there before the pay round and it's been building all through the austerity and the public sector pay freeze. And there's a private sector pay freeze as well. So real wages have been in decline for many years, a decade probably.
But I
So
mean, it would be a big hike to go up to 9.4% now.
well, we need the inflation, RPI, the real measure of inflation, which they want to hide, is 11.8.
Right.
And for the 2 years that they're proposing that we go into a pay deal at the moment, it's likely that inflation would be 20% accumulative across those 2 years. Most of our people haven't had a pay rise for 2 or 3 years. If you're a nurse or a doctor or a care worker or a refuse worker, you may not have had a real terms pay rise for a decade. So it can hardly be true that it's wages that are causing inflation. It's profit taking that's causing inflation because the big corporations are not skimming their profits down and saying, I'll do a redistribution. We actually need to support wages in this economy. And that's what we're faced with. It can't be true that low paid workers are causing inflation. The problem with low paid workers is they haven't got enough money and it needs to be resolved through the pay packet.